Hello and welcome to another update video about ETH. So on the ETH chart, we are tracking here still this Elliott Wave triangle that certainly has become much more likely in the last few days. What I will do in this video, I will take the detailed yellow count of the chart. It is, even though not invalidated, not anymore in line with proportions. What could of course be the case is that, for example, this C wave to the downside unfolds as an ending diagonal. In this case, we would be dealing with this: wave 1 down, wave 2 up, wave 3 down, 4, 5. We could continue our downside structure, downside pathway. This is still possible, and therefore we leave it on the chart like this. Okay, so the yellow count is still very much possible, very much still an option that we should look at. However, also ETH, even though it followed nicely our forecast in the last few weeks with making lower lows here, it put another low in on the 12th of October. ETH is now trying to chop around a bit more, as it seems. We already saw that coming a few days ago when ETH didn't really push lower in an impulsive fashion. And down here we talked about the situation that if ETH wants to chop around a bit more, it needs to do it from here. And that's precisely what it's been doing. And therefore I highlighted to you that we can either track something more bullish now, like a diagonal pattern to the upside, but or a triangle. I, for now, prefer to track a triangle. It just simply, in the short term, doesn't make a difference, but it means that if we now reach this next high and then make a higher low, that is when it could get more bullish. Okay, so we will watch that. At the moment, I'm potentially watching this as a triangle. There are different options still how this could unfold. This triangle really only gets invalidated above the 1752 level. The triangle is just an extension of this yellow count, you could say, in which, as I just showed you, either we do a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and go down more directly, or we're going to chop around a bit more in an Elliott Wave triangle as the B wave. So the B wave never finished. A, B, C, D, E, and then down. Only above the A wave high, something more bullish is going to come into play and will be in control. That just has to do with a situation that in a triangle like this, the A wave just must not be broken, or we don't have a contracting triangle anymore. Something more bullish could only play out in a diagonal pattern. 1, 2, then this would be an A, B, C in wave 3, as I showed you in the last video. Then a 4 and a 5. And if we have 5 waves down, then looking at an ABC pullback in a 3-wave pullback will possibly give us another entry point for a 3rd wave rally. But we can talk about that when we get to it. At the moment, I'm only tracking in the short term potentially further upside. I gave you a support area in the last few videos, last couple of videos. 1563 was support. This support did hold, and the market came down in 3 waves, and we're now moving higher. Moving higher could take us to the 1-to-1 ratio of this A wave. So if we assume we are in the triangle, or maybe even a diagonal, but that doesn't matter if we now track just this short-term structure, then we can say that typically a C wave, circle wave 3, reaches the 100% extension of the A wave. And that level would be at around about 1680, 1681. A stretch target would be 1735, which is the 1.618 extension. So what I'm doing, I'm just going to watch here now the 1-to-1 ratio if we get there. Obviously, we have some structural resistance here at 1656 that we need to overcome as well, which was the fake out wick. And then 1681. So 1681 is quite a probable projection for this C wave. Let's see if we get there. It has reached now the 61.8 extension, which is not really long enough to be a reliable target. It is a possible target for a C wave, but in the context of an overall triangle pattern, it wouldn't really be long enough to consider this all of wave C. So ideally pushing a little higher to fulfill here a clearer C wave of the triangle. Yeah, But again, support remains at 1563. Short-term support is this swing low that was made today at 1594. So this is short-term support, because if this C wave is unfolding, then invalidation will be if we get a break below that level. Yeah, then we would have invalidation of the direct move higher. So yeah, that's the next target to watch. I mean, we're still chopping around in a range. It's not entirely clear. We don't really have a clear breakout pattern here as such. In the end, Ether still seems fairly weak, especially compared to Bitcoin. And some altcoins today have done really well as well. So I think we just need to be a little bit more patient. Support did hold down there at 1530. We need to see if we get another bearish setup. At the moment, I don't think we have a clear bearish setup. So I'm just going to track this triangle, which is just sideways action. And as soon as we see an impulse, I will let you know. That's my update about Ether. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.